That sound, that faint, metallic click, followed by an unnerving silence. For a split second, nothing happens. Thor is standing there, axe buried in the chest of a mad god, and we all take a breath, thinking he'd done it. He'd saved the day. And then, Bucky Barnes, Steve Rogers' oldest friend, turns to dust. T'Challa, the king of Wakanda, vanishes. Half the Guardians of the Galaxy, gone. And in maybe the most soul-crushing moment of them all, a terrified kid from Queens tells his mentor he doesn't feel so good, before crumbling in his arms. For 10 years, the MCU taught us one simple rule: the heroes always win. Avengers. Infinity War didn't just break that rule, it obliterated it, leaving audiences in stunned silence. But hey, Thanos' victory is just one of the many earth-shattering twists woven into the DNA of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. These aren't just clever surprises, they are narrative earthquakes that completely rewrote the story, shattered our perception of our favorite heroes, and changed the entire game. So today, we're breaking down every major plot twist you never saw coming, and explaining how these moments made the MCU what it is. In the lead up to Iron Man 3, the marketing promised us Tony Stark's ultimate nemesis. Voiced by the legendary Ben Kingsley, the Mandarin was presented as a terrifying, enigmatic terrorist leader, a modern-day phantom responsible for a string of devastating attacks. He was the perfect ideological opposite to Tony Stark, and trailers teased an epic confrontation. Then, Tony tracks him down, storms his compound ready for a fight to the death, and finds a drunk, washed-up British actor named Trevor Slattery. The fearsome Mandarin was a complete fabrication, an actor hired by the film's true villain, Aldrich Killian, to be the public face of his extremist-fueled terror plot. It was a stunning bait and switch that completely subverted audience expectations of a classic comic book villain. The twist was divisive, but it was also a brilliant commentary on the manufacturing of fear and the nature of modern villainy. It proved that the MCU was willing to shatter its own comic book canon to make a point, creating a foundational crack in what we thought a superhero movie had to be. As devastating as those huge deceptions were, some of the MCU's most shocking twists were deeply personal, turning moments of joy into pure, gut-wrenching horror. Take Spider-Man: Homecoming. For most of the film, Peter Parker is living that classic high school life, juggling being Spider-Man with his crush on Liz. He finally gets the courage to ask her to the homecoming dance, and we get this perfect teen hero finally gets the girl moment. Peter shows up at her door, ready for a great night. The door opens, and it's Adrian Toomes. The Vulture, her dad. In an instant, the film's two plots violently collide. That car ride to the dance is one of the most nail-biting scenes in the entire MCU, as Peter, and all of us, slowly realize that Toomes knows his secret. The twist gave the film this incredible jolt of energy, proving that in the MCU, the biggest threat might just be your girlfriend's dad. But if that was awkward, what happened in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was the stuff of nightmares. After a lifetime of wondering about his father, Peter Quill finally meets him. Ego, a literal god. It's a dream come true. Ego is charming, powerful, and everything Peter ever wanted in a dad. But the dream quickly sours. Ego reveals his true plan, using his children, including Peter, as batteries to power his galactic conquest. As horrifying as that is, it's not the real twist. The real dagger, the one that twists the knife, comes when Ego casually admits he killed Peter's mother. He put the tumor in her head himself because his love for her was a distraction. The switch in Peter is instantaneous. The joy vanishes, replaced by pure rage, and he immediately opens fire on the man he just called Dad. It's a brutal, heartbreaking reveal that perfectly captures the Guardians' blend of found family and deep-seated trauma. Back on Earth, another family was being torn apart. In Black Panther, the conflict between T'Challa and Eric Killmonger seems like a straightforward battle for the throne at first, but the stakes are raised exponentially when T'Challa learns the truth. Killmonger isn't just a usurper. He's family. He is N'Jadaka, son of Prince N'Jobu, T'Challa's own uncle, who was killed by his father, King T'Chaka. Suddenly, Killmonger isn't just some villain. He's a tragic figure with a legitimate claim to the throne. It forces T'Challa and all of Wakanda to confront the sins of their past, turning their fight into a deeply personal battle for the nation's soul. By 2016, The Avengers had faced alien armies and killer robots, but their greatest threat wouldn't come from outside. It would come from within, unearthed by one man with a folder and a grudge. In Captain America: Civil War, the fight over the Sokovia Accords was already tearing the team apart, but Helmut Zemo knew that to truly break them, he had to make it personal. Luring Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, and Bucky Barnes to a remote Hydra base, Zemo reveals his endgame. He wasn't there to unleash more Winter Soldiers. He was there to press play on a video. On the screen, grainy footage from December 16th, 1991, plays out. A car crashes. Howard and Maria Stark emerge, only to be brutally murdered by the Winter Soldier. As Tony watches his parents die, the camera focuses on Bucky. But the ultimate betrayal comes when a furious Tony asks Steve if he knew. Steve's answer breaks everything. I didn't know it was him. But he knew Hydra was responsible, and he chose to hide it from Tony to protect Bucky. In that moment, the ideological conflict evaporates, replaced by raw, painful fury. Zemo's plan succeeds. He didn't need an army. He just needed to show them the truth and watch them destroy each other. Then came the twist that changed not just the story, but the very feeling of watching a superhero movie. Avengers. Infinity War was a decade in the making, and we all walked in expecting the heroes to find a way to win. They always do. Except this time, they didn't. After collecting all 6 Infinity Stones, despite the Avengers' best efforts, Thanos snapped his fingers. And half of all life in the universe turned to dust. The heroes lost. Utterly. The film ends not with a victory, but with the quiet, devastating horror of watching our heroes disappear. This was a total reversal of the superhero formula that left audiences in genuine shock. The blip, as it came to be called, wasn't just a cliffhanger. It was a 5-year-long scar on the universe that fundamentally changed the world forever. Just when we thought the MCU couldn't possibly top that, the post-credits scene of Spider-Man: Far From Home delivered a twist that was just as world-altering. Peter's on top of the world. He beat Mysterio, he got the girl, and he's swinging through New York. Then, a massive screen lights up with a breaking news report from the dailybugle.net featuring the incredible return of J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. But that wasn't the twist. The real shocker came when Mysterio, in a final posthumous message, not only frames Spider-Man for murder, but reveals his true identity to the entire world. The video ends with a picture of Peter Parker's face for everyone to see. With that one news report, Peter Parker's life as he knew it was over, leading directly to the multiversal chaos of Spider-Man: No Way Home. If Hydra cracked the foundation of the MCU and Thanos shattered it, the events of Loki blew reality wide open. After a season of chasing variants and untangling the lies of the TVA, Loki and Sylvie arrive at the Citadel at the end of time. There, they meet He Who Remains, a bubbly, kind of weird, and absolutely terrifying guy who casually explains everything. He created the TVA to stop a multiversal war started by his own, more dangerous variants. He offers them a choice: take over his job, or kill him and unleash chaos. Sylvie, driven by a lifetime of revenge, makes her choice and kills him. His final chilling words: "See you soon," hang in the air as the timeline fractures uncontrollably. Loki races back to the TVA to warn Mobius, only to find that no one knows who he is. He looks up in horror and sees the statues of the Timekeepers have been replaced by a single, colossal statue of one of He Who Remains variants, Kang the Conqueror. This wasn't just a twist, it was the birth of a new saga and a new Thanos-level threat. While the multiverse was breaking, a more grounded betrayal was taking place. In The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sharon Carter returns, but she's not the idealistic agent we remember. Embittered after being abandoned by her government, she has reinvented herself as the power broker, the shadowy ruler of the criminal underworld of Madripoor. In the post-credits scene, her plan pays off. She gets a full pardon and is welcomed back into US intelligence. The first thing she does? She makes a call, telling her buyers that she now has direct access to government secrets and weapons. The hero we knew is gone, replaced by a ruthless broker playing both sides. From a whisper of "Hail, Hydra," to the birth of the multiverse, the plot twists of the MCU have consistently redefined what's possible in a shared universe. These moments are more than just shock value. They're the engines that force our heroes to confront their deepest flaws, question everything they believe in, and evolve. They splintered the Avengers, subverted our expectations of what a victory looks like, and tore down reality to build something new and unpredictable.